Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Thanks for joining me. If you're new to the channel and you could subscribe, that would be really great. I'm trying to build the channel up, so your subscription would definitely be appreciated. You could like the video, share the video, dislike the video, any support, it's appreciated. And even if you don't like the video and you turn up and watched it, I appreciate that too. All right, so we've got some news here. Canelo is talking about fighting at Cruiserweight against Ilunga Makabu, who is the WBC champ. This was mentioned at the WBC convention. I think a lot of people, when Canelo unified, and now he's undisputed 4-belt super middleweight champ, they thought he'd go back to light heavyweight where he previously beat Kovalev. It has to be said, Kovalev was past his best, hasn't fought since, I don't think. Kovalev there were strong rumours that he has problems with alcohol, and the fight against Canelo came only a matter of 2 or 3 months after he'd fought Anthony Yard, and he had a tougher time against Yard than people thought, where he was almost stopped in, I think, round 6 or 7. But then he fought Canelo, he got knocked out late, fought an extremely conservative fight, lots and lots of jabbing and not much else, against a naturally smaller man, but eventually got chinned. So that was the light heavyweight belt that Canelo picked up, and now it seems he doesn't want to go back to light heavy. He wants to jump light heavy and go to cruiserweight and fight Macabu. Now, it must be said that Macabu is a small cruiserweight. If you look at BoxRec and you look at the weights, he fought at 193 to 197. He makes the weight without any problem at all. And I got a bit of stick on, I think I posted something on G-Man's, a comment on one of G-Man's videos, and I said that this is a cherry pick by Canelo. And it is, I stand by that, it is. Just as Kovalev was kind of a cherry pick, because he saw an opportunity, saw a window of opportunity and jumped through it, Canelo. Because he knew Kovalev had been stopped a couple of times, had just come off a grueling fight where he was almost stopped in that fight. So Canelo thought, I'll have him and I'll have his belt. And he got it. And I think he's looking to do the same thing with Macabu. Because he's not calling out Marius Bradis. He's calling out Ilunga Makabu. Why? Well, apart from Macabu's size, Macabu is very, very easy to hit. Not difficult at all to hit him. And apart from getting iced by Tony Bellew in a title fight, where he was knocked flat, not cold, I think in 3 rounds, arguably Bellew's best win. Apart from that, in several of his fights, he's been shaken. He's just not very difficult to hit. He's got a huge heart, a lot of guts. Came back well from that Bellew knockout, which was a shocker, to win the title again. But he gets hit, and technically he's not great. So Canelo is looking at this and thinking, I can have that belt. And you know what? I think he's right. I think he can have it. Now, there is a caveat to this, which is that I'm someone who's very, very suspicious of Canelo as far as what he takes and all sorts of conditioning naughtiness that he gets up to. And I don't think he'll have problem, shall we say, bulking up. But he is short. Was he 5'8", Canelo? I got heat on other boards for saying that this was a cherry pick. I stand by that though. I think it is. I think Canelo thinks, I don't know what height Macabu is. Someone said he was 6 foot tall, but he looks shorter to me. Maybe it's his style. I haven't looked on BoxRec to see what his height is, but he don't look 6 foot tall to me. He looks more like a 5'10" guy, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. But whatever the case, the point that was made when people were having a go at me for saying this was a cherry pick is that, well, he's tall. Well, so what? Callum Smith was very tall, and look what Canelo did to him. The height won't bother Canelo. Canelo is a very precise, methodical, occasionally too methodical guy who dissects you mentally. Very, very high ring IQ. Cuts the ring off well. His footwork 5 years ago wasn't that great. I always thought it was a bit of a weak link, but he cuts the ring off very well. He's improved his footwork. He judges the range very well, and being shorter may actually be be a plus, a positive rather than negative. So I don't think that's an issue. I do think that I would actually make Canelo a favourite against Macabu, which a lot of people are going to have a go at me for that, I suppose. But I just feel that with all his capabilities and with all his experience, and no doubt they'll drag Macabu to a, shall we say, a friendly part of the world where judges may give anything that's even remotely 50-50 to Canelo. I think it's a good fight for Canelo. I think he can pick up another belt here and call himself a 5-weight world champ. But yeah, you probably won't get Canelo looking for Beterbiev at light heavy, and you probably won't get him looking for Bradis at cruiser. He's going to do what Jones did when he went up to heavyweight and fought John Ruiz. He's going to do what Ray Leonard did when he dragged Donnie Lalonde down to super middle, and that fight was for the WBC light heavyweight and super middleweight titles, and Leonard picked them both up with a 9th round knockout of a weight drained Lalonde. Will Canelo say to Macabu, well, I want this as a catch weight? If I was Macabu, I'd say fuck off, because I've never understood these catch weight things. All right, they're offering you a lot of money, but what, are you selling your title? Is that what you're doing? No. Macabu could probably make 195 or 193, but why should he? He's a champ. He should be dictating terms. But Canelo might try something like that. He'll have the full backing of the WBC because he's their golden child. But interesting developments. Yeah, I've got to be honest. I didn't see this coming. Maybe we should have seen it coming. Bearing in mind that Canelo jumped to light heavy when he saw that opportunity against Kovalev. He jumped over the super middle division into the light heavies, got that belt, and then went back down. And again, Canelo's conditioning would probably enable him to make cruiserweight with a lot of strength and a lot of yeah, a lot of a lot of positive energy, shall we say. Yeah, so what do you think? What do you think about this little development? I think it's interesting. Like I say, there's always an asterisk next to Canelo's name for me after the juicy beef stuff. But he can fight. He can fight, which makes doing anything naughty even worse. Because if you can't fight and you do something naughty, there's at least some logic behind it, where you think, okay, well, this guy's crap, so he tried it on. With Canelo, he's got genuine generational talent. I mean, really, really incredible talent. So one has to say, well, does he need anything that augments that? Anyway, tell me what you think about this proposed fight. Leave your comments down below. Thanks for tuning in, as always. Like I say, subscribe, like the video, share the video. If any support you can give me, it's genuinely appreciated. I really appreciate it. So enjoy your day, and much love to you. Take care.